Hello students, in this lecture we are going to start a new topic called functions. So a function in C can be defined as a self-contained program segment that carries out some specific well-defined task. So in previous examples we have seen example of functions like we have seen a main function under which all the program statements are written. We have seen library functions whose definition is already stored within the header files. Now, if a particular user wants to define a particular function with a specific name or a function which is defined by user, then this can be done with the help of user defined functions. So basically a function is a structure that has a number of program statements which are executable grouped as a unit and with a single name given to that unit. So a user defined function is a structure which contains program statements, executable program statements that carries out specific task. Now a user defined function can be defined anywhere within the program and it can be called from any part of the program. So what are the features of functions and how we define a function? So a function provides following features to the C program. First, it gives a C program structured programming approach. So with the help of functions, we can have a structured programming approach. Also, it reduces the program size. Obviously, if a particular function is defined once, which has to be repeated in different parts of the program. So obviously it can be written separately as a function and stored in a place in memory, and since it can be called from any part of the program, so we can use this particular program statement, this particular program segment from any part of the program within any part of another function. So it reduces the program size significantly. Since a function can be invoked and executed anywhere in the program, the program size becomes reduced, and also it implements the reusability of code. It is very important function of reusability. Now for function definition we have three different steps. First, we have to declare a function with the help of function prototype. So what do you mean by function prototype? Before writing the code within the function, we have to define its prototype. Means we have to define what will be the return value, what will be the return type of the function, what will be the name of the function, and how many number of arguments or parameters are there within the function. So it gives the name of the function, its return type, and the number of input arguments and the data type of those arguments. For example, we can write int add, int comma int, and semicolon. Remember that function declaration or prototype is terminated with the help of semicolon. So int add, int is the return type of the function add is the name of the function, and there are two parameters int comma int. So there are two parameters of type integer. So this is the simplest of the example of function declaration. Next, function definition. So function definition is nothing but it is the code segment that we want to write within the function itself. For example, we have written here int add int a comma int b. So relating with the declaration part, we have declared this function as int add int comma int. So this particular function definition will include all those elements along with the name of parameters. So int is the return type of the function, add is the name of the function, int a. So there are two parameters a and b which are of type int. So int a comma int b is defined right there. Then what this function is doing? It is adding a and b. So we will return a plus b. So this particular function will return the value of a and a plus b. So function definition is nothing but it is the specification of code within the function under opening and closing curly braces. So a function definition will include the return type, the name of the function, and the number of parameters along with their names. And the parameters that we define here are nothing but they are formal parameters. They are not actual parameters. They are not the values on which we have to execute the function. Okay, so in this way we can define a function. Next, function calling. So function calling is nothing but when we declare a particular function we have defined the function, then we can use that particular function anywhere within the program, within any other function, within any other particular statement we can write, we can use this particular function. So this is known as function calling. So the function call will be like this: add 10 comma 20. We have declared this function as int add int comma int, and we have defined the function using int add int a comma int b, and then we can call this function using these two parameters 10 and 20. So here 10 and 20 are the actual values on which the addition will be performed. So here